Chapter 21-23 Jeang Yi's Counterattack. Jeang Yi heard the deeply suppressed anger in their voices. They had watched a large number of soldiers and civilians die, and they had long wanted to fight to the death.
No.
Now is not the right time. Just wait patiently. I'll go over and vent your anger. Upon hearing this, Xuanwu and others hesitated for a moment and ultimately did not show up. Jeang Yi was right. Now is not the time for them to take action. Because based on their strength, if the Wulwan Empire sends out a bishop-level alien, he could kill them instantly. Xuanwu's huge body is hidden in the sea beneath the ruins of Donghai City. Li Changgong still stayed in Donghai City. He believed that his abilities could play a vital role in the upcoming war. Moreover, this is a great opportunity to obtain the origin of the strong. But this time, I just want to see how Jeang Yi performs. Li Changgong leaned against the rock wall, looking at the Xuanwu in the sea ahead who was unable to move out freely, and spoke with envy. At this moment, in front of them, Jeang Yi's synchronized image showed his movements in real time. He went alone to the southeast area above the ocean, to the Star Island Mist Valley. Jeang Yi never acts rashly, and today's actions were also within his plan. However, due to the second attack of the Wulwan Empire, he set the schedule for today. At this time, the two Star Island aliens who were responsible for carrying out the attack plan were on their way back. Two lizardman warriors wearing silver armor, one male and one female. Their genders can be clearly seen from their appearance. The male lizardman was named Barlot. He rode the sea water openly and honestly, not worrying at all that the people of Huaxi would retaliate. Because in their view, weak races will be severely humiliated and abused by strong races. If you dare to resist, you will only face more cruel revenge. This is the second time. This time, many sixth-generation humans were killed. I wonder how long they can endure this. The female lizard man next to her was named Hywin. Upon hearing this, she said calmly, "Next, there should be unrest among humans. When faced with the threat of a powerful force, they will definitely hand over the culprit and seek our forgiveness in order to protect themselves. Let's kill the humans in that seaside town first." Barlot nodded. What a hassle. If it weren't for the fact that there are even more powerful races beneath that land, I really want to rush over there and kill all those bug-like humans. The Battle of Tianhai City caused heavy losses to the Wulwan Empire, which made everyone in the Wulwan Empire put the humans of Huaxu Kingdom on the kill list. Hywin shook her head. Don't be so murderous. Although those weak bugs are annoying, some of them can stay and help us with our work. You know, I love having pets like this. She smiled and gestured at the size of humans. To them, humans were indeed about the same size as cats and dogs. Raise them, play with the obedient ones, and eat the disobedient ones. I've tasted them, they're very tender, and their meat is soft and rotten. The two chatted and laughed as they headed towards the Star Island Mist Valley. They needed to use the passage there to return to the Wulwan Empire. Suddenly, Barlot felt a chill on his neck, as if something dangerous was approaching, like a sharp, long knife across his neck. Strange. Why do I feel like there's a dangerous aura approaching? Barlot rubbed his neck and said strangely. Hywin smiled disapprovingly. You're overthinking it. You don't really think those weak humans dare to chase us here, do you? Without the protection of the underground civilization. What are they? The two men's voices stopped abruptly because suddenly they saw a figure appear in the sky in front of them, which was originally empty. A figure covered in pitch-black armor. He stood in front of the two of them, as if he had always been there and had just happened to be discovered by them. But just seeing the way he stood made people feel that he was extremely scary. His hands hung naturally at his sides, with his palms slightly bent, as if he was ready to attack and kill at any moment. It's human.
You can tell from the body shape.
Barlot burst into laughter. Finally, a human being couldn't help but come and die? How foolish. You're so noisy. A cold voice came, without any emotion. Hywin was also laughing, but suddenly, she felt something warm splashing on her body. Wow! There was a loud noise, and a fishy smell came from her nose. She turned her head and saw that half of her body was covered with blue blood. Barlot disappeared. No, to be exact, he exploded into a bloody mist in midair. The thick blood plasma splashed on her body, causing her expression to change from ridicule at the beginning to shock and fear. What happened? Where's Barlot? Is he dead? According to human superpower standards, Barlot's superpower index is as high as 2,400 points, making him a powerful general of the Wulwan tribe. But such a powerful being was killed instantly by the human in front of him? Even a stranger at the level of Bishop White would find it difficult to do this. Hywin was so frightened that she couldn't believe what she was seeing. She screamed at Jeang Yi like crazy. What the hell did you do? Hand over Barlot. Jeang Yi clenched his palms and absorbed Barlot's spiritual essence. Who? Oh, sorry, I accidentally crushed you to death. Jeang Yi looked at Hywin coldly through the rabies helmet. You go die too. Aha! Hywin screamed madly, and a biting chill burst out from her body. Her body suddenly underwent a magical change. The white scales gradually rose from her skin, forming beautiful white patterns, like unknown flowers carved out of ice. Ice butterfly. She roared, and the beautiful flowers on her body suddenly grew wings and flew away. Clatter. Large groups of butterfly-shaped translucent ice and snow creatures emerged from her body. No one knew how many there were, but they filled the entire space in an instant. They rolled up like a storm and then flew towards Jeang Yi. Jeang Yi watched her performance silently. Soon, they enveloped the entire space where Jeang Yi was, forming a huge white ice ball. Clatter. The white ice and snow butterflies flapped their wings rapidly, and the color on their bodies became brighter and brighter. Explode. Chapter 21-24 Jeang Yi vs. Junglu. Hywin shouted, and then the huge white sphere burst into dazzling light. Boom! Above the sea near the foggy valley, a beam of white energy swept across, creating a huge hole in the sea. Countless waves rose into the sky, and the sea water surged in all directions. Hywin gasped for breath. We succeeded. That guy, what did he do? Where is Barlot? She reached out her hand and touched the blue blood on her arm.
It was not an illusion. It was indeed the blood of the lizard man.
Could it be that Barlot is really dead? Was he killed instantly by him? Hywin found it hard to accept this fact. Because if that were the case, with the opponent's strength, he would definitely not die at the hands of her. As he was thinking this, a dark figure suddenly appeared from the cold, white light. It was still the size of a human that she looked down upon, less than 2 meters tall, only about 1/3 of her height. But the owner of the black armor walked out of her ultimate move safely, without even a single scratch left on the armor. The gatekeeper of the underworld actually sent out such a bunch of bastards to cause trouble. It seems that the Wulwan Empire is really running out of people. Hywin's pupils suddenly constricted. She knew that the guy in front of her was definitely not someone she could deal with. It's a pity that the last resort in his hand, the Doomsday weapon, had been used to trigger a tsunami and could not be used on the target in front of him. She didn't hesitate at all. Her instinct for survival prompted her to turn around and rush towards the foggy valley. Have I given you leave? Jeang Yi pointed at her back with one hand. Puff. Plain and simple, the divine realm's purifying calamity caused the entire space to collapse and squeeze towards her body. Divine realm purification is an instant skill, and there is no track to follow, so it is impossible to defend against it. This is the most useful and shocking ability for killing lower-level ability users. Puff. There was no loud noise when Hywin died. She was just squeezed into blue ketchup. After 2 attacks, 2 black chariot-level aliens were killed instantly. At this time, people from the 6 major districts and the National Protection Army were watching the battle through a shared perspective. Seeing this scene, they all stayed where they were, unable to calm down for a long time. Han Shanzhua opened his eyes wide, and his eyeballs were shaking in his eye sockets. Jeang Yi is incredibly strong now. How could this happen? I originally thought I could hold my own against him. How could this happen? He can kill General Silver Armor in seconds. Doesn't that mean he can kill me in seconds too? Han Shanzhua suddenly felt that calling Jeang Yi brother was a bit disrespectful. He would probably have to call him dad next time they met. In Shengjing district, Ho Tu and Shang Daowen were also silent. Ho Tu could kill a black chariot-level alien in seconds, but it was absolutely impossible for her to do it as cleanly and neatly as Jeang Yi. Even if the power of the 6 paths of reincarnation is activated, it will take some time to completely kill the opponent. How could Jeang Yi kill a black chariot-level alien as easily as slapping 2 mosquitoes? Shang Daowen took a deep breath and then said, "It seems that we have stayed in Huashu country for too long. I thought we were world-class." But seeing Han Dun's appearance, he didn't know what to say next and only felt extremely ashamed. He could accept that he was not as good as Jeang Yi, but he could not accept that on the premise that he was not as good as Jeang Yi, he was not improving as fast as Jeang Yi. Isn't it said that the less skilled a person is, the more room for improvement they have? Jeang Yi, how could you not play by the rules? Jeang Yi did this on purpose. He wanted the people from the 6 districts to see with their own eyes how strong he was now. Only by giving your allies confidence will they firmly support you in going to war. When it comes to killing low-level ability users instantly, Jeang Yi is better than the average black bishop. After all, compared to fighting with the strong, he prefers to hide first to make himself stronger, and then come back to bully the weak. Why take risks when you can definitely win a battle? The people in the 6 districts were silent and shocked, but at the same time, they felt more confident about the upcoming war. At this time, Jeang Yi was outside the Star Island Fog Valley. Ahead is the huge area covered by poisonous miasma. This is a restricted area deliberately set up by the Wulwan Empire to prevent other creatures from approaching. But Jeang Yi knew that everything he did here would definitely be discovered by the Wulwan Empire. It doesn't matter. All he wants is to let the other party know his anger. Jeang Yi quickly arrived above the Star Island Fog Valley and turned on the armor's loudspeaker equipment so that his voice could be transmitted to the widest range. "You bastards from the Wulwan Empire. You damned bastards, you've attacked our Huashu nation time and again. Do you really think we're just soft persimmons? I advise you to be careful. If you dare to do this kind of thing again, I will never let you go. Today I will kill your warriors first. Look carefully, these are warnings." Jeang Yi's voice was filled with anger, like a person who was angry and threatened the other party at the top of his voice. What he needed to give was the reaction of a timid, nervous person when he felt threatened. The entire area around Star Island had already become the land outpost of the Wulwan Empire, so everything that happened here was immediately transmitted to the military headquarters of the Wulwan Empire. After hearing this news, the gatekeeper of the underworld, Junglu's eyes suddenly became cold. He recognized who that person was. That familiar feeling of spatial ability was that of the human genius whom he almost captured and used as a puppet. The dual attribute ability of time and space is an amazing talent that even he feels jealous of. It was precisely because of his concern for Jeang Yi's growth that he sent Pokong to lead 6 silver-armored generals to intercept and kill the other party. But I didn't expect that things would go against my wishes, and everything would be in vain. Junglu gritted his teeth and exhaled hot white smoke from his mouth. "Damn little brat, I should have killed you right away." He regretted it so much now. He thought the entire Huashu kingdom was already in his pocket, so he did not kill Jeang Yi. Now the other party is running wild on his head. But you came at the right time. I finally fell for it, haraha. Although 2 of his subordinates died in the battle, the 2 enemies were extremely jealous of each other when they met, and Junglu wanted to kill Jeang Yi very much. He quickly put on black armor, then took a special elevator and rushed to the surface like a rocket. What is Jeang Yi doing at this moment? He opened his shadow and put his left hand into it. The next moment, accompanied by the sound of clattering chains, 6 figures were pulled out from the shadow by him. Staying with me. We'll try to get you more updates. Please like and subscribe and share the video with your friends. Love you all.